My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, peace be with you. We are now on the 7th Sunday of the Ordinary Time. And the Gospel that we read comes from St. Luke's, a continuation of what we have heard last Sunday, that is, the Beatitudes as recounted by the third Gospel. I often ask the question whether loving the enemy is indeed a hallmark of Christianity. Most of us would think that what makes a Christian is the capacity to love even your enemies. Commendable as it is, yet it is not uniquely Christian. In chapter 23 of the book of Exodus, it is already commanded there that when you see your enemy and when you see someone who hates you, who needs your help, you are duty-bound to help him. Even in the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, you've got to feed the hungry, even if it is your enemy. Even in the writings of the ancient Romans, and even in the ancient Greeks, you will find this commendation to love the enemy. So I ask the question, then what makes it Christian? What makes it unique? You see, Saint Luke does not only teach us that we should love our enemy. There is a commendation as to the why we should love our enemy. Here comes the Christian uniqueness. We don't love because we are good. We love because we are children of the Father. And that is precisely the motivation of why we love our enemies. It is the Father to whom we are related. And therefore, this makes it a very Christian love, since it is a love that imitates the Father, whose love knows no bound. That is why it's a love with an extra, I say, that if someone will strike your cheek, offer the other. When someone takes your cloak, offer even your tunic. Take a further step. Walk even with those whom you hate, a farther step still. Hence, this is indeed a Christian love, because it is a love that manifests our belongingness to the Father. If last Sunday we were taught the path of discipleship, namely the path of the Beatitudes, today St. Luke teaches us that to be a disciple would mean maturing into a child of God. Discipleship into being a child, beatitude into a love that knows no bound. But also, it's not only the why that St. Luke shows us, it's also the how we should love as the Father loves. Be merciful, just like your Father is merciful. And therefore, this imitation of the mercy of the Father becomes the measure of our love, the measure of how we relate to one another. It is the gift that we will ask, and it is the measure with which we measure our relationship with others. It is this Father whose characteristic is always mercy. Interestingly, because in Hebrew, there is also a word for mercy that is very, very connected to the womb. To become a rahum, merciful, it comes from the word rechem, which means womb. Namely, you are merciful because you are related. You are merciful because we are children of one Father. You are merciful because that is who we are, connected to the Father, whose mercy is beyond measure. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, to love one's enemy, it is a common gesture done by people even in the ancient times. What makes it Christian is this, that our love for those people who hate us, it manifests that we belong to the Father, that we are children of Him whose love is without measure. Stop judging, stop condemning. These are expressions of what it means to be merciful. For we know that at the end of the day, that mercy that we show to others will also be the measure with which we are evaluated. My prayer, as we go on reflecting every Sunday, we do not only learn how to become disciples, we must mature into being a child of God. This is who we are. This is our calling. This is our vocation. I pray and we unite ourselves always in the Eucharist so that God may grant us this very beautiful grace. This is Father Ulrich of the Rogationist Fathers wishing you the peace of the Lord.